All right, so let's come together and anchor in this beautiful service this morning where we are truly blessed to be here and be in this beautifully air-conditioned sanctuary and having air conditioning at home and just having sunshine and just feeling that connection to each other and to everything around us and through us. And in a moment, I will ask you for your word to anchor into what you would like to feel and bring to this service. And so I know that we bless our wonderful stream team bringing this message out to us, to the world. We bless our ministers, our practitioners in service, our divine groove, our guest artist. We bless Munch and Mingle and Youth and Family Ministry and all of the busy hands that come together and help to create this container of love in this service, knowing that each of us actively participates and has that beauty of connection. It is magical here, and we know that, and we gather here to anchor all of that in and bring that energy into this sanctuary and out into the world. And so at this time, I ask you to speak your word into this service. And I'll begin with this monthly theme of presenting joy. What a wonderful container, what wonderful people coming together to place their word into this service. And we know that everything works and flows to the good of the Creator and the creation of this beautiful place and what is to come this morning. And so anchoring that in, knowing it is done, it is a resounding yes from Spirit, yes. Let it go, we let it be, and together we say, and so it is. morning pre-service meditation. My name is Paula Amy. I am a practitioner here at NVC, and I invite you to get comfortable in your cushion or chair wherever you are today, and let go of the busyness of the morning, anything that has occurred this morning, and just allow yourself to anchor into this time of resetting. You know, this month we are delving into the subject of joy. And Rachel Satori, our minister in training, shared this message last week from Ernest Holmes. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. And let me repeat that and anchor that into this meditation. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. And I invite you to go back into a memory that brings you joy, or use this time to vibrate that joy that you felt in an experience. And if nothing comes to mind right now, I invite you to take this time to manifest full joy into a future experience that you want to create. And I invite you at this time to take that into the silence. experience. And any time I want, I can visit this place of joy. I can create it in my mind. I can feel it in my experience of life. I want to thank you for joining me today in this experience of joy. And at this time, feel free to open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and your toes, and come back into this sacred space. Namaste.
Good morning, beloved New Vision community. Please silence your cell phones and quiet anything that might distract from this moment. Let's turn our attention to these invitations. We are so glad you are here.
Good morning, NVC. I'm Brian Myers. Welcome to New Vision Sunday service. Are you looking to connect, to grow, to learn, to be inspired? If you did, you came to the right place, and I'm going to tell you about some opportunities to do so. Women Connected meets on Saturday, August 15th at 9:30 a.m. in the chapel. Join us, well, not me, but as licensed practitioner Nikki Ballin will lead the sacred thread connecting self, community, and the divine. Come, connect, laugh, reflect, be inspired. You can sign up online or with the concierge after today's service. We, again, not me, would love to see you there. The town hall meeting is next Sunday, August 16th. It starts at 11:30 a.m. and that'll be in the social hall. Or you could also join in the main Zoom room. If you're here in person, the doors will open around 11:15. Find out why everybody seems to be so happy around here, and they actually are. So find out what's coming up, ask questions, share ideas, and enjoy a light lunch if you're joining us in person. Join us for a fun, meaningful exploration of your relationship with spirit, community, and yourself. Along the way, you'll discover the foundational principles of science of mind, experience New Vision's spiritual practices, and learn how partnership and participation can deepen your connection. Expect insights, laughter, aha moments. This class is free and it meets on 3 consecutive Sundays. It starts August 16th. That's all the invitations for today, but there's so much more good happening right here at MVC. Please review your Keep Me sheets to find out about all our offerings. Visit our website, calendar tab, or visit our in-person concierge at the concierge table in the social hall after the service. That's it for now. We have a great service coming up, and you are invited to stand for the community song if you're able.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Good morning, New Vision Center. and good morning to our online campus. My name is Reverend Lezli Goodwin, and I'm the Associate Minister here at the New Vision Center. And I am delighted to see all the faces here in the sanctuary and to know that there are just as many beloveds participating online. Yes, we know about you. Yes, we feel you, and you matter. And so we kick off this service the way we do every week, which is to bring a collective consciousness of absolutely everyone together through gonging and chanting and prayer and more gonging. No, not more gonging, more chanting. You were going with me though. Nobody called me on it. And here is my invitation to just check in on the inside of yourself. Do you feel more ready to receive this service after that little piece of spiritual practice? I'm willing to bet you will. And if you do, maybe examine what that tells you about what you could do for yourself in daily practice. Shall we begin? Let's do it.
And into that haven of peace, we know that there is a power and presence for good that created this entire universe. Everything responding to that one creator. Everything in existence, from the leaves on the trees to the sky above and the earth beneath our feet, came from that creator, came from that one who determined how things would look, how things would operate. And it is powerful. It is present everywhere. It is in everything. It is part of you. It is part of me. There is nowhere where we begin and spirit leaves off. It's built into the very DNA of each and every part of creation, and that includes us in all ways and in all things. And so I speak my word into this prayer that each and every being feel that haven of peace within them that's available to each and every one of us. I know that Spirit is always at the center of everything. I know that it is at the center of my very being. I know that it is at the center of this entire universe. I know that I know. And so all of it is part of the experience of the allness of life and the allness of creation. And I'm so grateful to know that any time, at any moment, in any day, that we all have the power to reach into ourselves and anchor into that power and presence and that haven of peace. And so I come together knowing, and I release this into that universal law, that law that always says, yes, I am here, I am with you in all of it. And together we anchor this in by affirming it and saying, and so it is.
Haven of peace, my haven of peace. Haven of peace, my haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. Into my inner haven of peace.
And so it is.
And so it is. Do you feel that? Are you more ready to receive what is available to you in this service today? Do you feel your heart just a little bit more open, your mind a little bit more ready? How good it is to be together on this Sunday celebration. Welcome again to New Vision Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Rachel, and it is my joy to be your host this morning. So welcome to each of you in the sanctuary in person. Welcome to each of you who are gathered online. Welcome to those who are receiving this in this very moment today of August 9, 2026, and whatever day and time in the future. This is what is so beautiful about our gathering here, that what we do here is resonant in this moment, and there's something evergreen about this spiritual journey. And so I just want to take a moment to remember again who we are as New Vision Center, because this piece of the spiritual journey is kind of what we're here for, right? And what Paula offered in the prayer was this sense that there is only one. This is what we believe in Centers for Spiritual Living, and that one is the stuff and substance of all that is created. And so one of the things that we strive for in this community is to embody that through being radically inclusive, to know that there really is no place where spirit ends and we begin, that it is all one. And so knowing that each of us, wherever we are on our spiritual journey, is welcome right here. There's no part of you that's outside the bounds of spirit. And together, as we come together and co-create this community, we want to be that with one another. And so that is an important piece of who we are. And we have some other important pieces of who we are that are stated in our vision and our mission that we call in every moment with everything that we do. And so this is no different. And so I invite you to speak the vision with me now, revealing the power of love. And we do that through our mission. And so read our mission together now. We teach spiritual living and we live spiritual teaching. And there are lots of opportunities. And if you were here at the beginning of service, we always go over some of the ways that we teach spiritual living and live spiritual teaching. And I want to highlight one in particular that is coming up this Wednesday. And it is with Robert Haynes, who happens to be a certified Jungian life coach. And so this Wednesday is Carl Jung and the Spiritual Journey. It is going to be an interactive evening exploring the life and ideas of Carl Jung, one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century. Together with Robert, you'll be discovering concepts such as the unconscious, shadow, symbolism, and individuation, and how it can deepen our understanding of ourselves and enrich our spiritual practice through the lens of science of mind. So that's this Wednesday from 6:30 to 8. So now that we're remembering who we are, I want to speak a special word to those of you who may be here for the first time, or maybe the first time in a while, or maybe you've been here and you're just sort of testing out the waters. I want to say a special word of welcome to you right where you are. And if it is your first time here, we'd love to just acknowledge you with a round of applause, which is our way of just loving on you. And if you're like, no, thank you, Rachel, no worries, we'll give a clap and you just receive it right where you are. But if you're willing to stand and let us know that you're here, I invite you to do that now. Do we have any new guests? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here, and welcome to those of you who stood online. We're so glad that you are here as well. My invitation to all who are new or newer to our community is to receive what is here for you. Notice what lands, notice what questions rise up, and I'll be in the lobby after service and would be happy to answer any questions and just get to know you. I have a welcome packet and a small gift for you, and just know that you are welcome to come and celebrate as you are. At this moment, I have a joy reading for us. And this is called Joy Chose You by Donna Ashworth. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sun hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher joy away because you are not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But joy, you see, cares nothing for your messy home or your bank balance or your waistline. Joy is supposed to slither through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears. And hug her with meaning, because in this very moment, joy chose you. And now it is time for us to relish in our music ministry. And boy, we have such a fabulous music ministry here at New Vision Center with the Divine Groove. And today's featured artist, please help me welcome Les Cool.
I see joy and I see peace. I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace. I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I feel the beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I choose joy, I choose peace. I choose goodness surrounding me. I choose love in every breath I breathe. I choose God in everything. I choose happiness, I choose freedom. I choose the beauty that lives in me. I choose perfection in what life brings. I choose God in everything. I know joy, I know peace. I see goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God's in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God's in everything. I know God's in everything.
How good it is to know that God or Spirit or the universe or the divine or the beloved or whatever your personal preference for name. I like Sweet Spirit. It feels yummy. That Sweet Spirit is in everything. That is the starting point of this month of joy. This month we're talking boundless joy. And today we're talking about making space for joy. And it's important that we start off by remembering that the joy of which we speak is not yay, 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 yay. I mean, it is that. It's just not only that. We're talking about joy as the divine quality, the quality of the divine that was built into each one of us inherently simply because we are. That which created us, fill in the name of your choice, is inherently joyful. And that joy has been built into each of its creations, which conveniently for us includes every single person. And so we can know, at least on the intellectual level at this point, that joy is inherently a part of us. So just tuck that little seed in there. It might show up as big excitement. It might show up as the yay, yay, yay. It might show up as that sweet satisfaction, that morning coffee that's just so, that really great conversation with one of your beloveds you haven't connected with for a while. It might even come with, in the depth of sadness, knowing that still there is good. That too is joy. And so when we're going to make space for joy, what we don't need to do is go running after it and drag it into our lives. It's already right here. So where do we make the space? In our own minds. So today's talk is going to be about 3 mindset shifts that can allow us to not chase after joy, but simply be open to the joy that is. Simply be aware of it. Sound like a good plan? You sure? Okay. Okay. So the first mindset shift. The first mindset shift is to value the joy bringers that are already present in your daily life right now. So Sadhguru said, joy is not a goal. Joy is a measure. A measure of what? Of your alignment. Of your alignment with the good. See, we don't have to go out and get it. Joy is inherent. But we do have to notice it. We do have to become aware of it. Otherwise, joy could be all around us, and we would sit in the middle of a pile of joy and say, where is my joy? If we don't pause and notice. Now, I don't know what your everyday joy is, but I like to think about making space for the tiny little joys. And they might look like this. Like a pile of kittens. There's a hummingbird that's taken up residence in the tree right above my swimming pool. And so every time I'm out there, this little hummingbird friend is making himself known, and that's a tremendous amount of joy. The barista that makes your preferred drink exactly the right way because they know you when it's like 2 3/4 pump of vanilla. I had a joyful, kind of hilarious thing happen on Wednesday at our midweek spiritual connection. There was a little ground squirrel that made its way into the classroom. Right. And that was the reaction of the beloveds who were present. Oh, but not Lezli. No, what did Lezli do? Crawled around under the tables to help this little guy. And Mike helped me cordon him off into a corner. And we did manage to catch him and whisper, it's okay, little buddy. You're going to be fine. We'll take you back out to the garden. And we let him go in the peace garden to go find his mama. He was a little juvenile. And then I had these faces are like, you really touched that rodent. But they weren't face to face with the little guy like I was. All I saw was like a Disney creature with the big, big eyes. Like, it's okay, little buddy, we'll get you home. And we got him back outside where he belonged. Little joys. Now, that story could have been, oh my God, there was a rat in the classroom. Some of our students in the class kept saying it was a mouse. It wasn't a mouse, but I would have been the same if it were a mouse. It all depends on how you choose to look at it. I think Deneen was on par with me on this. I was seeing it as some Snow White action going on. There were animated bluebirds. We'll get you home, little baby. For me, that is joy. Helping another living creature be safe is a joy. Being in that room with beloveds that wanted to talk about spirit and spiritual practice is a joy. Having my early morning, was up well before sunrise this morning. Just happened to wake up even earlier than I normally would. And had my morning tea, which is one of my rituals, and my pre-talk meditation. And my little hummingbird friend visited during that time. See, our brain is built to notice problems. It's part of what has kept us safe. It's part of why humans have continued to survive. Not every mammal that evolved is still with us today. The human brain evolved to notice what was not safe, what was not right, and to hone in on that so that we could protect ourselves. We have to manually input the joy notice. Our brain isn't structured for that. But the good thing is we are spirit in physical form, so we can choose to notice and manually input that. And when we do, when we choose to notice, guess what is more prevalent in our days? Things that are a problem and that we're upset about, or the many little tiny joys in our life? If your inside answer is the bad things, Lezli, ooh, thank goodness you're here for this talk. Because there are things that we can do to shift that balance. But I think for most of us, it's a bigger focus on what is beautiful about life. A drawing of we do not know what from our favorite toddler. They know, they tell us, it's right? And they know what they are saying. What a joy it is to hear baby babbles and giggles. So there is a practice that we can do that can help us remember to anchor into our tiny little joys, to notice them. And that is gratitude journaling. Really any gratitude practice, but we're going to get granular today. Gratitude journaling, where either in the morning or the evening, or if we get real wild, both, and we write down somewhere between 3 and a billion things that we were grateful for that we noticed that day. Now, I hear you, my I hate to journalers out there. I hear you. And I hear you, my I don't have anything to write down that I'm grateful for, friends out there. I've been in both of those places. There was a period of my life when I was holding myself to this gratitude journal practice, when every day for a long time, my gratitudes were Diet Coke, Advil, and my bed. And I was serious. There was a holy prayer to the Advil and Diet Coke. But at least I was present to that. And I truly believe that being present to even the most micro joys, even if it feels like it's the only thing you've got, are part of what helped me dig out of that hole to where I could remember, oh yeah, my friends. Oh yes, my children, my home, my work, the beloveds of New Vision Center, creating things. We can lose track of joy, but joy never actually leaves us. And when we practice gratitude, it realigns us to the truth of what is, so we can actually see it and enjoy it. So that was a nice, easy one, right? Let's get a little deeper in there. So the second mind shift I would invite you into is to schedule joy first. I know you're busy. I'm busy. We're all busy. Why are we all so busy? Holy moly. So busy. And we have this unfortunate tendency to kind of think, well, we'll get to the fun stuff after, right? Now, I am an acolyte of the Franklin Covey Planner. I realize this makes me an elderly crone. Yeah, laugh all you want. I know I'm 51, but I still write my calendar out. Here's to the crones. No, for real, here's to the crones. I'm kind of celebrating my step into, that phase of life where I get to be the lady that owns my age, owns my wisdom, and does not take any bleep. And one of the things I'm refusing to do is move to digital scheduling. Not because there's anything wrong with it. Many people, including my children, who are looking at me like, mother, get into the right century, get a lot out of digital scheduling. But for me, there's something about writing it down. And the system of the Franklin Covey Planner has this rule: plan your big rocks first. And your big rocks are the things that move you the most in the direction of where you want to be in life. And they're the things that we tend to forget to schedule in, right? The self-education, the silent retreat, the things that don't have a deadline and nobody's going to yell at you if you don't get it done. Nobody's even going to know if you don't do it, which is why what happens with the big rocks if we're not conscious about it? We never do them. They stay on our annual this year I'm gonna list forever. It's just me, right? I figured this whole group was above that, but just in case there's one person online, you and me, friend. So I use the system that helps me schedule in the big rocks first. And friends, I have noticed the biggest big rock for me is joy. The things that I know that light me up, that aren't important, don't meet a deadline, my boss isn't going to notice if I don't do it. Actually, my boss kind of might. Karen's a pretty big joy person. But if I don't schedule it in, how likely is it to happen? I had a few too many times where running into the same girlfriend over and over, we said, we need to get together. We should get that on the calendar, and didn't. And about the fourth time, I was like, we're making appointments. And this is what Stephen Covey has to say about it. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Ooh. We do not work for our calendar. Our calendar works for us. Our calendar works for us. And here's the thing. When we get stuck on that, but there's not a deadline, and I don't get paid for it, and whatever your favorite excuses are on that. When we get stuck on all of that, it's important to remember that joy is an inherently valuable and worthy experience by itself as it is. It is a divine quality. Joy is a form of spiritual practice. It doesn't matter if it's not part of something that we're working toward. What if we're just working toward noticing the joy in our lives and creating more of it? Here's the thing, though. This requires a pretty deep kind of honesty with ourselves about what really brings us joy, as opposed to what should bring us joy. For me, spiritual practice really does bring me joy, but I've heard people say, I really should enjoy my meditation. I really should. I should have joy in that. Friends, if you do not, consider trying a different kind of meditation. Does music light you up? When's the last time you went to a concert? They're all over the place, almost every day of the year in the Valley of the Sun, or wherever you're living, there's somebody playing live music. If time with your friends lights you up, are we finally going to schedule that Monty Python night? We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks. If it's time with your family, get on a plane. I know it's expensive. It's not that expensive. Cut another expense for a month and go see the people that you love. We make it hard, and it's not hard. Get really real with yourself. And if there are things that you're spending your time, your money, your energy on that do not bring you joy, guess what? I just freed up your budget and your calendar for the things that really do. I've been pricing tickets to England. Where there's a certain baby that needs snuggling. Do I have money for a trip to England right now? No. Am I going to find it? Yes, yes. And whatever that is for you, here's the practice to take that idea into action is Monday morning, every week, when you're looking at that weekly schedule, schedule in your joy before your appointments, before the dentist, before the meeting, before whatever you have to do for the HOA. I swear I get letters weekly. Something needs to be done for my HOA. Put your own joy ahead of those things. If you believe that joy is an inherent divine quality that we are called by the divine to express, then it's easy to see its importance, right? I think there's a little piece of Puritanism still hanging out in a lot of us, where because it's fun, it isn't as valuable. It's inherently not as good. In this mind shift, what if we threw that out? I don't know if you've noticed, but we are not Puritans, right? We're not Calvinists. All the many, many, many faith traditions that held and still hold that idea that if it's fun, it must be somehow less valuable or even bad. We don't practice those religions, and we don't have to follow those rules, which leads me into my third mind shift that I invite you into, which is Make your own rules. We do not have to follow the rules of the world. In fact, generally, it's a good idea not to. Now, speed limits with the, of course, Arizona adjustment. Otherwise, people are going to be beeping at you because, friends, if you don't live in Arizona, there's like a 12-mile-an-hour adjustment to all speed limits. It's just true. Is it good? I don't know. It is just true. I mean, follow major laws. Beyond that, we do not need to follow the rules of our childhood. So now my rule of my childhood was, if you're sick enough to stay home from school, then you're too sick to be on the TV or play with the games or go outside, right? And if there's work to be done, the fun comes later. And there's something that I have noticed about adulthood that perhaps you too have noticed. The work's never done, ever. Laundry in particular, what the heck? There are only 2 people that live in my house. How is there this much laundry? I don't know. But between laundry and dishes, if I waited for joy until the laundry and dishes were done, I would be scheduling my joy out in 2035. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. Now, part of the reason I'm so adamant about making our own rules is because of this artist that I have been obsessed with for decades. She was a nun, and her name was Corita Kent. And she was a screen printer. She taught herself to screen print while she was a nun by ordering a DIY kit on the internet and teaching herself to do it. And she made this beautiful art that was a juxtaposition of politics and peace and her religion. And she became very, very well known. Her work is in the Met. And she eventually became the dean of the art department at Immaculate Heart College. And one of the things she was especially known for was her rules for the art department at Immaculate Heart College, which you can see there. I mean, you can't read it because it's, I'm going to give you a peek in a moment about a few of those rules. And her idea here was it's all about the work. But work in this context meant make something, create something. It's all about the work. Keep making the work. Keep doing the thing, and good things will happen. It doesn't matter if you like what you made today. Keep doing the thing. Keep knitting the sweater. Keep growing the garden. Keep getting together for movie nights with your friends. Keep doing the thing, and something amazing will happen, right? So I thought, let's grab some of Corita's rules and do the joy version of her rules, because they are yummy. So here's the first one. I didn't have to change this one. Find something you trust. Try trusting it for a while. Like perhaps the philosophy that you go and learn about on Sundays. Or something else that you're excited about. How about this one? Consider everything an experiment. Reverend Karen and I take this very seriously in the office, where we say everything is a pilot program. Then if something doesn't work, we're like, it was a pilot program. We were just trying it out. How about this one? Nothing is a mistake. There is no win and no fail. There's only joy. Of course, she said there's only work. There's only art. For us, there's only joy. Here's a great one. The only rule is joy. If you seek joy, it will lead to something. It's the people who seek joy all the time who eventually catch on to things. What if you lived your life according to that rule? How would your job be different? How would your relationships be different? How would your hobbies be different? The only rule is joy? Oh, friends, you wouldn't be able to get me out of my art studio. I'd pop out once a week to be like, do your spiritual practice, and then go back to making jewelry. At the very bottom of her art rules, which were consistently different all the time, there should be new rules next week. Because not only do we not have to follow the world's rules, But if we make a rule and it doesn't work for us, we don't have to follow that one either. We get to change it whenever we want. That is the spiritual principle of freedom. And we could all use digging into that a little bit deeper. So here's the practice. Create your own rule list and follow it for a while. And if a few of them don't work, switch them up. Don't allow yourself to be held hostage by a political persuasion or a philosophical belief or something your mom said in 1964 that doesn't fit you anymore. The world is full of rich ideas, and you get to pick the ones that work for you. That's freedom. So make a little list, carry it around with you. Check in on it once or twice a day. You might find that that becomes one of your tiny little joys. And so, to bring it all together, I found this quote from Ernest Holmes from the 1938 textbook, where he said, "If we gaze longingly at joy, it will make its home with us, and we shall enter its portals and be happy." Making joy a courtship. So here's the invitation this week. Turn your attention to joy and see what it changes in you. Switch that mindset up and see what blossoms. Are we down for the challenge? And so it is. So let's anchor that in with some prayer, shall we? Please join me. As I remember that there is only one consciousness, one joyful, expectant goodness that has created everyone and everything out of its own substance and built that joy into everything. From the comedy show of chasing a little ground squirrel to the sweetness of a sweet baby face, to laughing until we snort milk out of our noses. That's something a friend said. It is in the quietude and the peacefulness that joy is absolutely everywhere. And as I remember that it's the truth of my being, I remember it's the truth of everyone, everywhere, including everyone within the sound of my voice. That joy is always available at the center of our own beingness. And so knowing this, I speak my word now for each and every one, affirming that those places and spaces where joy is most needed, joy is already present. That attention is being called to those places of joy. Opportunities are opening up for more such joy. That the relationships and the activities and the sweet moments that call attention to joy are shining brighter every single second. And that if there are hearts within the hearing of this prayer that think that joy is not available to them, that is being healed in this moment. That sweet spirit is pouring down over every single beloved, soothing the wounded places and allowing those joyful spots to glimmer and catch attention. So grateful I am for the joy in and as each and every one. And so I call it good and release it into the action of universal law. It is already done, and so it is.
There's a calm surrender when we give each day, when the heat of the rolling wind can be turned away, an enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this spiritual voyager just to share with you and carry is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we've reached this far. And can you feel the joy tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best. There's a time for everyone if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to this life we tour. When the heart of this star-crossed voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the joy tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we reach this far. And can you feel the joy tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best.
Who's going to go home and watch The Lion King? That's a tiny little joy. Another tiny little joy that isn't so tiny and is very joyful is the opportunity to be a part of creating this thing that we call New Vision Center, because who is New Vision Center? We are. We all are, every single one of us, and to an equal degree. We are collectively the ones that pay the mortgage and the power bill and the blessed, blessed air conditioners. That is not a tiny joy. That's a serious joy. And create the space to study and practice together. Through our service, we make almost everything that happens here happen, from munch and mingle to the welcome table to the prayers with our practitioners. All of that is sacred service. And we all have the opportunity to be a part of that through financial giving, through sacred service, and through holding the community in high consciousness, in your prayer work, in your meditation work, for the goodness of the center and of everybody who calls her home. Every single person, whether they're our drive-by friends who stop in once every 6 months, or our every single week regulars. There's someone watching this service right now that's never met any of us here in the room, but they receive our prayers as well. And that's what offertory is about recognizing what is yours to give, to be a part of the creation of this space and the good that happens here and the good that ripples out from here. So I invite you to hold a representation of whatever is yours to give, be it money, prayerfulness, service, or all of the above. And repeat after me. This gift I give is love in action. I give it in joy. I know that I am deeply blessed, and so I gratefully give. And I speak a blessing over every gift and every giver, over every penny, every prayer, every act of service, every moment of high consciousness, knowing that that brings goodness into the life of the contributor, that it brings goodness into the life of New Vision Center, and that that ripples out into the Valley of the Sun and beyond, creating more and more good as it moves through life. I'm so grateful for the goodness of circulation in each of our lives. I know that it blesses us all. I just call it delightfully good, as we say, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Oh, we are so blessed here. Leslie, thank you. We are so blessed by you and the message of joy that you brought us today. You are a joy bringer. Thank you. Thank you to the Divine Groove. You are joy bringers, my friends. Vic Cotner on bass. Oh my goodness, we've got Fred Allweg on drums. We've got Jack Saba on guitar. Thank you so much to Les Cool. Where did he go? Being our fabulous guest musician today. Frank, thank you for the leadership you offer, for being on keyboard, for being on sax earlier. Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, so as we come to the end of our time in this space together, just a reminder that there are many ways for you to be supported on your spiritual journey. All are invited to receive a prayer in the prayer zone after service with a licensed practitioner. There will be snacks in the social hall at our in-person Munch and Mingle. Online, there's also a Munch and Mingle, just BYOS, bring your own snacks. Is that the thing? And so connect with one another, see what's available at the concierge table for you. Again, all of who you are is welcome here. Lots of ways to get plugged in. At this time, I'd like to invite ministers and practitioners to join me on the platform as we welcome in our youth and family ministry. Welcome. Good morning.
Good
Tell us about
morning.
Youth Church today.
Well, our affirmation is joy lives within me. And we made a beautiful list of all the things that bring us joy. So we have things like arts and crafts, rainbows, eating ice cream, hiking, slumber parties, the ocean. And afterwards, the kids got to participate in things that brought them joy, like drawing and playing. So it was a beautiful moment.
Beautiful.
Hazel is going to start off our prayer.
God is joy. We are joy. We know that joy makes us feel happiness.
There you go. Say it out loud. Ready? We are grateful for all the good things in our lives that bring us joy.
We release this prayer, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. And we are so grateful for you and the leadership that you give our youth and family. At this time, I invite you to stand and repeat our final benediction. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. I claim it. I am it. Thank you, life. And so it is.
I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. In this world. In this world. In this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. In this world. In this world. In this world. This is the place. This is the place. This is the time. This is the time. Let it shine. Let it shine. I see the joy. I see the joy. I see the joy. I see the joy in this world. In this world. In this world. In this world. I see the joy. I see the joy. I see the joy. I see the joy in this world. In this world. In this world. In this world. This is the place. This is the place. This is the time. This is the time. Let it shine. Let it shine. I'm living love every day. 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 Spreading peace along the way. Spreading peace along the way. Right time. Right time. Right place. Right place. Living love every day. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light in this world. In this world. In this world. In this world. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light in this world. In this world. In this world. In this world. This is the place. This is the place. This is the time. This is the time. Let it shine. Let it shine. This is the place. This is the place. This is the time. This is the time. Let it shine. Let it shine. This is the place. This is the place. This is the time. This is the time. Let it shine. Let it shine.